Hey everyone, we're all chasing something, right? That feeling of a life well lived, what we call the good life. But what does that even mean? Well, for almost a century, one incredible study has been tracking thousands of lives to find the real answer. And trust me, what they found is probably not what you're thinking.
So let me just ask you this. If you could make one choice, starting right now, to guarantee you'd have a long, happy, and healthy life, what would it be? Most of us, if we're really honest, our minds immediately go to things like winning the lottery, or getting that huge promotion, or maybe even becoming famous. But what if the real answer was something else entirely?
And there it is. The single most important choice you can make for your long term health and happiness has nothing to do with money or fame or achievement. It's about people. It's about investing your time and energy into your relationships. And look, this isn't just some feel good platitude. This is the rock solid conclusion from one of the longest, most in depth studies of human life ever done.
So, how can they possibly be so sure about this? Well, that brings us to the study itself. This is the story of the 85-year answer and how scientists literally tracked happiness across entire lifetimes. Yep, you heard that right. 85 years. For 85 years, researchers have been following the same group of people, year in and year out, asking them questions, taking health measurements, and just watching their lives unfold. This all started way back in 1938, and believe it or not, it's still going on today. And the scale of this thing is just mind-blowing. It began with 724 young men, and from there it expanded to include their wives, and then their more than 2,000 children. We're talking about 3 generations of people with their entire lives mapped out in incredible detail. And what's so fascinating is how it all started. In 1938, they picked 2 groups that couldn't be more different. Sophomores at Harvard, with all the privilege in the world, and boys from Boston's poorest, most troubled neighborhoods. Over the decades, the study grew, bringing in the men's families and adopting amazing new technologies like DNA analysis and MRI brain scans, so they have both the life stories and the hard biological data. But the most revolutionary thing about this study might just be the question it asked. So much of science is focused on what goes wrong with us, what makes us sick or sad. From day one, this study wanted to know the opposite. What makes people flourish? What helps a life go right? Okay, so we know the what is relationships, but what about the why? Why are our connections so powerful? The answer is actually deep inside our own biology. This is all about the relationship advantage and how our connections literally build a better body and brain. This chart lays it out so clearly. Think of loneliness as a state of chronic stress. When we feel isolated, our body goes into a low-grade, constant fight or flight mode. That means more stress hormones, more inflammation, and that slowly over years just wears our bodies down. But good connections, they do the exact opposite. They calm that stress response, lower inflammation, and even protect our brains from aging as quickly. One of the study's directors shared this piece of wisdom, and it is just so biologically true. Never worry alone. Think about it. When you're stressed out and you finally talk to someone who gets it, you can literally feel your body calm down, right? That's not just in your head. That's a real physical shift happening inside you. So here's the bottom line. Good relationships act like emotional regulators for our bodies. Life is constantly throwing stress at us, and our relationships are what help us bounce back. They help our bodies return to a state of balance, of equilibrium. They are an essential tool for staying healthy. All right, so if we know connection is this important, what do we do about it? Well, the researchers have this fantastic way of looking at it, and it's our action plan for a happier life. It's called your social fitness. I love this idea. We all get that you can't go to the gym once and then say, okay, I'm physically fit for the rest of my life. It's an ongoing practice. And social fitness is exactly the same. The happiest, healthiest people in that 85-year study were the ones who were actively tending to their relationships, day in and day out, throughout their lives. So how's your social fitness? You can do a quick check-in right now. Just think about the people in your life. In that top right box, who are the people you see often who just leave you feeling energized and good? And in that top left box, who are the people you see frequently who kind of drain you? Just seeing it mapped out like this can tell you a lot about where you're investing your social energy.
And getting in better social shape doesn't require some huge, dramatic change. Here are 3 super simple things you can do today. First, just give someone your undivided attention. Put your phone down. It's maybe the most valuable gift we can give. Second, be curious. Ask people questions, especially the people you think you know inside and out. And third, just reach out. A quick text, a short phone call, it's those small, consistent efforts that build the strongest bonds over time. Now, we need to talk about the flip side of all this, because this isn't just about feeling a little happier. The opposite of social fitness, loneliness, has become a massive, and I mean massive, public health crisis. Just let that sink in for a second. Researchers have found that chronic loneliness is as damaging to your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's even more dangerous than obesity. This isn't just about feeling sad. This is a real, physical threat to our well-being. And it is everywhere. Some studies show that about 4 out of every 10 people report feeling lonely a lot of the time. And here's the kicker. The loneliest group isn't the elderly, it's young adults. This is a problem that's touching all of us at every stage of life. So what do you do if you feel disconnected? The advice is surprisingly simple. Find something you love to do and go do it alongside other people. Join a book club, a hiking group, volunteer somewhere. That creates repeated, casual contact around something you share. That's the recipe for friendship. And hey, don't forget the small stuff. Those little chats with the coffee barista or the mail carrier, they give you little hits of well-being that really do add up. All right, as we wrap up, there's one last big idea. One final thought that comes from watching thousands of lives unfold over 8 decades. And it's this: the good life, it's a process. We tend to think of the good life as a destination. Like, if I just get this job or find that partner, I'll arrive and I'll be happy forever. But that's not how life works, is it? The good life isn't something you find, it's something you build. Every single day, moment by moment, connection by connection. So, I'll leave you with this question. After 85 years of scientific research, it all comes down to this one simple, powerful action. Who in your life deserves your attention today? Your undivided attention. Go give it to them, because that's where the good life is waiting.